What? This is from 6 years ago? This guy made a video talking about how to speak Gen Z?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carl. Ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carl. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So it seems like every other week, the kid is a generation. Gentlemen, my name is Carl. So it seems like every other week, the kid as a Generation Z seem to come out with new slang terms that quite frankly confuse the rest of us older generation.
Now it's Gen Alpha.
So the goal today is to learn how to speak some of that Gen Z lingo. And joining me today on how to translate some phrases is our favorite
2019
spokesperson for the Gen Z kids, my cousin Brock. Say hello, Brock. Brock, say hello.
Sup?
Alright, let's get started.
Hey, I like the background song choice. Good beat, man.
You guys have the Wi-Fi password?
This is very facts.
Alright, Brock, we're gonna start with some simple ones.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, how are you?
Saw.
Friends,
Fam.
family.
Fam jam.
It was a fun event.
The fest was lit.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. Even Google will say that some of these words Gen Z uses, bro. But I feel like a lot of these, not everybody uses them, and I feel like a lot of these, like they're not accurate at all. Like nobody really is saying the fest was lit. I mean, they would say that, but they would not say, "Oh, the fest was lit, fam." You know, it's some of these are inaccurate. You know.
Okay.
Okay, now that was cringe. That's only what women use, buddy.
I'm about to leave.
I'm finna dipset.
What was that? Who do you think you are? You think you're the fourth Migo? Get out of here.
Those are some neat shoes.
Them kicks are dripping.
Wait, what?
I'm finna dipset.
Those are some neat shoes.
Them kicks.
Those are some neat shoes. Turn into them kicks are dripping. Okay, now see, this is where we have a problem now because this guy doesn't know how to use the word in a sentence. First of all, personally, me, I would not say kicks. I would just say them shoes, or you know, that's pretty much how I would say, bro. Like what you're wearing right there. Like I would not say kicks. It's a little cringe. Dripping? Who do you think you are? Look at the drip on my walk. I would just be like, them shoes are sick, bro. Yeah, nah, them shoes, you gotta go hard, bro. Like, that's what I would say, bro. This is you're trying too hard now to sound like Gen Z.
Kicks are dripping.
I would be glad to help.
Bet.
Those are some neat shoes.
Them kicks are dripping.
I would be glad to help.
Bet.
I would be glad to help. Bet. What?
Favorite team lost.
Dudes took an L.
Dudes took an L. It's like 0.5% accurate. I wouldn't say they took an L. I wouldn't be like my favorite team took an L. My favorite team lost. I would just say, you know, like I would just say they suck, man. They lose. You know, losers, you know. They weak. But this dudes took an L. Like, first of all, replace dudes with the favorite team name. Like, you know, Pacers. They recently lost in the finals right now. Last game. Pacers are not my favorite team, but most people, Pacers are their favorite team, whether you're bandwagon or not. But you could have been like, Pacers took an L. I mean, you could say that, but that's more like in a text message, not like in person.
My favorite team lost very bad.
You're repeating it now?
Dudes got clapped.
Got clapped. clapped is kind of like 2019, 2020. Now people would say more like cooked, destroyed, fried, clapped. I don't remember people using that in 2019. I think that was only like for a few.
He seems upset.
He little mad.
He seems
He little mad. Maybe more like butthurt.
very upset.
He big mad.
Now that, big mad. Now that people use, but little mad? What the freak?
I like this music.
That's a bop.
That's a bop. I feel like that's more of what a girl would say, but I think it's hella cringe though.
I'm not lying.
No cap.
Sorry that happened to you.
Oof.
I like to use that one. No cat. Shoo! I even added the sound effect in my song. No cat. See how I used it right there? Nah, man. I didn't sell the clip. I made the clip. God damn.
That's an interesting statement.
Weird flex, but okay.
That one I feel like is more like what people would leave in the comments or like in a tweet. Not really in person, bro.
I'm not a fan of these appetizers.
These apps are booty.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. If you said this, people would think you're actually talking about an actual app on a phone, not apples or appetizers.
I completely agree with that statement.
Fact.
Yeah, I be saying this. I be saying this to prove that something is facts, though. When I agree with somebody. Sometimes I will use facts for two different reasons. When there's an actual facts, like the sky is blue. Oh, somebody said, oh, the sky is blue. Facts. Or like I say facts when I actually compare with something completely and utterly.
The bop.
That's an interesting statement.
Weird flex, but okay.
I'm not a fan of these appetizers.
These apps are booty.
I completely agree with that statement.
I feel like I completely agree with that statement. You gotta say it fast though, because I feel like it sounds like you're struggling to say what you're saying, buddy. I completely agree with that statement. I completely agree with the statement.
Facts. I agree.
Yee.
Okay, now this one is cringe, bro. This is like some Logan Paul. You trying to be Logan Paul now with this? I agree.
Completely agree with that statement. Facts. I agree.
Yeah, you could also just say facts or dub. Yes, sir. Of course, it's the replacements, bruh.
Yee.
Excuse me.
Yee.
I feel like this is more like a Logan Paul thing too.
Wow, that's exciting news.
Yee.
What? Incorrect, buddy. Incorrect.
Congratulations on your baby boy.
Yee.
What does yeet even mean? Yeet is yeet. That doesn't help. It's like when fam comes slipping in with their drippin' swag, jamming to some sick bop. And no cap, these facts are about to be litty fresh to death.
Damn. I wish I could do this, bro. I wish I could speak like this in Gen Z slang, words, lingo, every other word when I in my sentences. That was cringe.
You're like, oh.
That's some Cardi B too. That's what Cardi B used to say back in the day, back when she was popping, bruh.
Not big mad at that booty response.
Yee.
I don't get it.
Weird flex, but okay.
I don't know.